Hey everyone, welcome back to more Magic the Gathering, welcome to more Midnight Hunt drafts. So, I have just installed this thing called untapped.gg, so for anyone watching live, I will be experimenting a bit with that, but for the rest of us, I just have this token entry that I got recently, and we're just going to keep ranking up. We've been doing really well, let's just keep it going. Drafts have been really fine for me, but then again, I've been getting a lot of the good black, it seems like the black uncommons are just so good that, there are black uncommons that are worthy, that are above most rares. And because they're uncommon, you see 3 times as many. So, the odds of you finding those two, Dreadhound and Morbid Opportunist, it's just very high. So, if you get either of those, probably want to be black. I think, someone told me that they think that red is the weakest color. My guess is that it's just amongst the black plus another color decks. Black-red's probably weaker. Like, black-green has gave us great results. Some people have said black-white is great. I believe there's a professional who's been saying black-blue is like a huge deck. Alright, so I'm not sure if you see it, but I have all these like rating numbers pop up in front of my face. I really actually would rather than deactivate this. Awesome, I could deactivate it. Cool. Yeah, I want to draft myself. I will switch over to help the draft smith if I feel I need it, but I think I'm confident enough in my decisions. Alright, so Curse of Surveillance basically has the issue that, well, it doubles your card draw. It's 5 mana. I think I'd rather go with Death Bonnet Sprout, because just, if you have creatures, this card works. Hungry for More is pretty nice if you want to be aggressive. Grizzly Growl has been fantastic, but you need to be specifically green-black, which we've been green-black many times, and I've been happy every single time. Shadowbee Sighting is also great. Honestly, I'm starting to think that Shadowbee Sighting is probably better than Death Bonnet Sprout, but, like, I might actually go Shadowbee Sighting next time. And we get Morbid Opportunist. Alright. Alright, we're black. So they took a rare, which tells us nothing. Defenestrate is here. Burdenmire is here. I do like Burdenmires a lot more than other people seem to like Burdenmires. Candle Trap's nice. Vivisection's for a specific deck, which does go with Morbid Opportunist. Vampire Interloper has been doing its work when it needs to. Good cards generally, I'm taking the Morbid Opportunist. I don't think there's any question when you get, like, this card is just absolutely insane. It just, with decay tokens it's good. Without decay tokens it's still okay. Like, even if they have, like, the worst case scenario is they spend a 3 mana removal spell to kill my 3 mana card. Alright. Ooh. So here's where we get speculative. So we can go Novice Occultist, be safe. We could grab Rite of Oblivion. Black-white I have heard is strong. I mean, of course, black with most colors is pretty strong. Burn the Accursed is a great removal if we want to go black-red, or if we just want a red card. Rite of Oblivion is speculating into specifically Orzhov. I think with Morbid Opportunist, I'm definitely grabbing black in some way, unless black is so fought over that it doesn't become an option. I'm going to speculate on the Rite of Oblivion before the Burn the Accursed. This is just me wanting, just really finding black to be very powerful and wanting to go for it if I can. Burn the Accursed is probably safe to protect myself, but Rite of Oblivion can be insane, and I'm willing to go for the can be. Alright. So let's see. Novice Occultist, good for sacrifice. Hobbling Zombie, probably better than Novice Occultist. Doesn't draw us a card, and doesn't come out on turn 2. Because there's 2 bodies, one of which has Death Touch, which will very much slow our opponent down. Keeps us in black. We don't know if we're white or green or some other third color. We don't, like, we could end up being blue-red by the end of this, as far as we know. We might get a card that's, like, absolutely insane with blue-red, and have our decisions made there, but we're gonna go with the concept that we're black. And grab every good black card. Is Rotten Reunion... No. I think it is better to try to think, are we white or green? And we have a removal spell in each. Duel for Dominance, which is great if we could get some big creatures. And Sungold Barrage, which is great when they have big creatures. So let's see, if I go Sungold Barrage. Sorry, I seem to have like something deep in my throat. Gavany Trapper is also pretty good. It is a 1-mana creature. It helps slow them down. Yeah, I think I probably will go black-white, try to slow things down. We'll grab the Gavany Trapper. Because Gavany Trapper is good even if we have 3 removal. That is the thing that makes this like feel like a bad idea. Blade Brand, you have to get creatures to block with Death Touch is the main issue. Morning Patrol or Blade Brand, basically. Blade Brand does draw us a card, but it also means we have to get into a position where we're blocking and not getting killed. Or worse, chumping with a 1/1 or something of that nature. We will be throwing out 2/2 zombies to die a lot of times. Hopefully, but I think I'd just rather go with the Morning Patrol. 2/3 Vigilance is pretty nice. And then the 2/1 Flying Vigilance is actually good enough as a win condition sometimes. So I'm going to go with the Morning Patrol. Alright. We still have some black and white, so that tells me that our colors are pretty open. I have been liking having a single copy of No Way Out. Just helps me prevent their kind of cards at the end. And stuff like that. Should also note that we have a pick 7 Burn the Accursed. That tells us that red's pretty darn open, but I'm going to continue on black for now. Maybe we do go to black-red. Maybe that is our possibility, but I'm going to stick with our pathing right now. Crossroads Candle Guide helps us splash. Arrogant Outlaw helps us if we're aggressive. We are not aggressive. Our curve is all 3 drops right now. Death Bonnet Sprout. I'll sideboard the Dawnheart Rejuvenator in case we end up having to do some sort of splash. Shadow Beast Sighting made it all the way around. And I don't think I'm really interested in either of these cards. So, the possibility of us being green is still there. Alright. Vampire Interloper doesn't seem like what this deck wants to do, but I'll take it. Stuffed Bear. I'm not really holding up mana, I don't think. I have way too many 3-drops. Yeah, let's just grab the Vampire Interloper, see how it fares. Alright. Whew. Bramble Armor, Hedwitch Mask, Mystic Skull. I'll sideboard the Mystic Skull. Just give us more of the multicolor splashing, as well as a possible 7-mana 5/6. We'll see how it fares. We seem to be making a lot of cards that help us make a control deck. Except we don't have control cards. Alright, Brood Weaver, Reach. 4-mana 2/4 Reach. Like, good stats. Bat Whisper, sure. Not always going to get the bat, but when I do, it's an additional sacrifice outlet. I might be able to throw out a zombie. They won't block, sort of theme. Can't Stay Away. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yep, and we already have a Morbid Opportunist to pull out there. If they take the Morbid Opportunist, we also have not too many other things, but now we have like this card to start synergizing with. I think Can't Stay Away is the pick because it also has Flashback. There's other cards I could be bringing it with. I'd like a Diagraph Horde later, probably Eccentric Farmer or so. I definitely need some late game, but I have my early game pretty darn solid with this Orzhov deck. Morbid Opportunist, I'm kind of relying on drawing that Opportunist right now. I do need to make sure my deck is consistent without it. Rite of Oblivion plus Can't Stay Away does make me pretty good for the Orzhov deck. Pretty solid in... I have the heavier options. Beloved Baker. Ritual Guardian? Yep, Beloved Baker. This gives me top end. It's basically a Sarah Angel, but then I also get a 0/4 that can get that could hold them off at the beginning and then sacrificed in the later game. I think it's definitely that. The amount of red removal and such is worth noting. Contortionist Troop is great, but it's not making it around. That's okay. But yeah, we have a very low curve deck that is very much built to go into the late game, which could be a mistake unless we find some cards to help it out. Alright. Soul Guide Grift, commit to the green and grab Duel for Dominance, or Candle Trap. Can I trigger Candle Trap? Because that's a big question. So we have 2 zeros, a 2, 2 2s, 3 2s, a 1, A 4/2. Okay. I think we can trigger Candle Trap. And whether or not Candle Trap is good or not is whether or not you can actually activate its Coven ability later. It's a 1 mana removal that becomes more later, basically. Devoted Graphkeeper is not bad at all. We do have already 2 Disturb cards. The thing is we have no blue. No blue whatsoever. Well, I guess we have Arcade Fusion, but that's not blue. Alright. Another Gravity Trapper. Midnight Ambush. A Shadow Beast Sighting. We might just end up having green as my late game. Just throw in the Mystic Skull. Throw in these guys. I don't want the Death Bonnet Sprout because it's not actually a late game card. Something like that. Bring a Shadow Beast Sighting. But I think, yeah, Olivia's Midnight Ambush is just a 2 mana removal. Can't go wrong with that. Shadow Beast Sighting rotated around last time. Might do it again somehow. Don't ask me how, but it might. Crawl from the Cellar is good if you have bigger creatures to be crawling or more zombies to be buffing. I have 1 zombie to buff. So, alright. Another Candle Trap. A Search Party Captain. Which is better, removal or card draw? The removal does rely on me getting... to be a removal that doesn't have a sacrifice outlet, it does revolve on me getting my Morbid Opportunist or effects of that nature. So that's definitely an issue. I'm going to go for the Candle Trap, but this could be a mistake. Alright. Cathars. Candle Grove Witch as just a 2-drop. Ron Reunion as a 1 mana sacrifice outlet. Right now, we don't really have sacrifice outlets. We have Morbid Opportunist and Rite of Oblivion. So, don't think Ron Reunion's too good. Definitely might want 1. But right now, I'm thinking the Candle Grove Witch is just better. Clarion Cathars does trigger Coven a lot. But I think this is our pick for now. Gavany Silversmith. Sounds good. We will also have a Burdenmire possibly, but Silversmith sounds great. We are definitely way too much in the early game for us to be a late game deck. Like, all of our late game is green right now. So if we pull the green back out, we have 16 cards, and they're all early game. They do have value in the late game. Cattle Trap, Olivia's. These cards do have value in the late game. Another Gavany Trapper. A Eccentric Farmer to help us with our land issue if we go green. Tireless Hauler to be the Daybound trigger. I'll go with the Gavany Trapper for now, but this deck is looking really weird. Alright. Of these options, I like the Eccentric Farmer. I think we probably are just going to end up being the splash. Soul Guide Grift, a card that's actually big enough to be my late game. Homestead Courage, I'll play the sideboard. I don't think this is the deck that wants those sort of effects. Join the Dance. We'll try it. Keep sideboarding it with all the green cards, but it is green-white. It does fit our colors. Okay, well, black-white. We were just told, commit to black-white. We have our late game, everyone. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step, and then you exile their creatures. Beautiful. The exiling is much better in this format than in others. 4 or 5 flying lifelink is an amazing body. There is that 5 mana red spell that does kill this, and if we don't run into that, this guy is basically indestructible, as far as I can tell. So that sounds amazing. We might even get a Hobbling Zombie or a Digraph Horde on the way back. Yeah, sounds amazing. I think that tells us we could just be black-white and not have to splash in the green. Alright, we do have enough early game. It's time to start getting our late game. So is it Galvany Silversmith or Search Party Captain is the big question. I think it's going to be the Search Party Captain this time. Yeah. Also, just really quick, Morbid. I'm trying to figure out why I want to bring back with Can't Stay Away, because a lot of my other 3-drops have when they die triggers, and Can't Stay Away prevents them, because if it dies, they exile. So, guess maybe the Trappers? We will figure it out when that time comes. But I'm grabbing a Search Party Captain to get myself some card draw. Vengeful Strangler. This is a good sacrifice outlet, because it then... So this... This card did end up underperforming last time I played with it, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It underperformed from being an absolute powerhouse that kills fiends way faster than they should. Which makes it still an okay card. Is what I'm saying. I might want Diagraph Horde just to get me some more late game, but... Huh. We don't have too many sacrifice outlets, actually. Diagraph Horde does work with Morbid Opportunist, but that is one card. Blood Tithe Collector. Love myself the 5 mana late game creatures. Just goes alongside the Soul Guide Grift. Deserted Beach, just so I could splash the Devoted Graftkeeper. Somehow draft both at the same time. Arrogant Outlaw. I'll put it in my deck for now. But I'm probably going to end up pulling it out before this deck finishes. Cathar Commando, Flare of Faith, or Kennelgrove Witch. I think it's the Cathar Commando specifically for the 3 attack. To help my effects. Then also it's a flashing, destroy target artifact effect. Flare of Faith is not bad at all. I definitely have more than enough creatures, and a lot of them are humans. Well, decision was made by time frame. Crawl from the Cellars, not too bad. Gavany Silversmith's just better, though. Especially given our curve. Alright. Morkut Behemoth as a top ed. Otherwise, we take the Blade Brand. Blue-white could have been a really strong deck. I am not going to deny that. Alright. Well, let's take out the cards that didn't exactly fit. Bat Whisper didn't exactly fit. Arrogant Outlaw doesn't exactly fit this deck. Not sure about the Morkut Behemoth either, but... And the Hobbling Zombie is just so much better than the Morkut Behemoth, I think. Just the Death Touch is where I need it. Lisa is just going to be our late game, effectively. Novice Occultist. Might replace the Vampire Interloper. Because we're not really an aggressive deck. So we are kind of hold off the board, get Lisa, get our 5 mana flyers, fly over my opponent, and just generate card advantage, generate stuff that they can't really deal with. Hobbling Zombie for some Death Touchers, which, yeah, can't stay away, get a Hobbling Zombie. Sure, I don't get the 2/2 Black Zombie at the end, but I get a 2/2 Death Toucher for 2, effectively. So, and then it flashes back, so it'll be fine. Kennelgrove Witch is just a bear, becomes better later. Alright. We'll grab the other Vampire Interloper, but we're not going to be aggressive. We do have the opportunity to be aggressive with these Homestead Courages and Vampire Interlopers, but that's not where we want to be. And a Blade Brand. Alright. But yeah, I think this is going to be our deck. Whew. So let's pull it up. This is definitely a show. So. Alright. So the question is, do I want to go down to 16 lands? Or do I want to go down 1 card somewhere here? So I have 3 4-drops, 3 5-drops. Good amount of 3-drops. And then we have, because of the flashback and such, I think we have good amount of 2-drops as well. If I remove anything, it would be Kennelgrove Witch. Get myself more lands, but I'm not even sure if I want the more lands. I need to consider how much card draw I have, because I think I only have 1, 2. Lord of Opportunist and Search Party Captain. Yeah. And if you don't have card draw, you have this weird issue of how do you balance your lands. I think we can play a slow enough deck that just pulling out the Kennelgrove Witch makes this deck more consistent as a control deck, despite 5 being our top end. But the 5-drops are all win conditions in and of themselves. Blood Tithe Collector is probably the weakest here because that has to attack in, but I could manage to attack in. Midnight Ambush, like, we have enough removal spells, we can't trap in Midnight Ambush. And Rite of Oblivion. I think we'll be fine. Oof. This is definitely a weird deck. I'm not the most certain about it, but we're going to see how this feels. While this goes on, I'm going to see how untapped.gg. During the game, I'm going to try to jump over there, see if you guys can see the deck yourselves, because I am curious how this theme fares for others. Alright. Gotta... that. Let's see. So we have a 2-drop. We have 2 2-drops. We have 2 removal. Alright. We'll move for a little bit. Hey! Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure that untap.gg was working properly. It is. Alright. I will respond to your 2-1 with a 1-2. And if they die, we are both happy. And I am happy to hear that. I draw a card, you get a little 1-2 flyer. I think I am happier in that trade. And if you want to startle here, feel free to startle here. I'm happy with this trade. You get your disturbed creature, I get this. I found another treasure chest, my hunt continues here. Good luck, man. Alright. 1-2 flyer. And so here's the question. Do I grab the Hobbling Zombie to attack through? Or do I Vengeful Strangler Gavany Trapper? They both basically apply the same amount of pressure now that I think about it. Yep. Let's get the Hobbling Zombie. Alright. Whew. So they play an Organ Hoarder. So they didn't want the Diagraph, and of course the Baitlook Angler is better in their graveyard than in their hand. Alright. So let's see. They might have sacrifice effects if I put on the Organ Hoarder. Am I okay trading Hobbling Zombie for Organ Hoarder? I think my answer is yes, because then I could still Morning Patrol Gavany Trapper and keep applying pressure. I do want another land soon, but there's nothing I could do about that. Okay. Took me a little while to decide. Alright. I'm okay trading my Morning Patrol. And I'm really happy with this Gavany Trapper. Alright. We're hoping to draw a land so I could Soulguide Grift, possibly break one of their Disturb cards. Otherwise, I could stop their Diagraph Horde from being brought back with the... There's a Crawl from the Cellar spell for black, so I do want to exile their creatures when I can. It's good to know where you want to exile, because if you don't know. Alright. So I could attack with both of them. If they block my 2/3, I can Olivia's Midnight Ambush and kill that one. I could Olivia's Candle Trap and just swing in. I think I'm just going to do this. See how it fares. See how they respond. That's what I expected. Awesome. So now I can do this. Awesome. And we are now winning the race. Whew. Alright. And now we are losing the race. With one move, we are losing this race. Okay, never mind. We are back in this race. Alright. So first, we attack with all, except this guy. Do I want to Soulguide Grift or Candle Trap? So I think I Lisa right now. Get myself a creature to help with the Organ Hoarder issue. And then I can Candle Trap kill on another turn. Also, they haven't really used any kill spells. Maybe it's better to just Soulguide Grift to keep myself... Yeah, I'm going to Soulguide Grift to keep myself a little more secure. I'll exile the Baithook Angler so they can't disturb that. And this could still block the Organ Hoarder if I want it to. And otherwise, I probably don't want to block. No. Lost my Lisa. Forgot about No Way Out being a card. Oh well. Well, if that's the case, I'm not going to block that. I know that looks weird, but it will make more sense in just a bit. Well, I played into a bad situation, and it's my fault. We will see how they respond. If they are smart, they will shoot the Gavany Trapper. They are smart. Alright. I respond by tapping down the Organ Hoarder, so at least they can't gain all that life. Oof. So now they put down the Decaying Token. They can sacrifice the Decaying Token to draw 2 cards. And we are now in trouble. And we just need to start being hyper-aggressive, because Mask of Gristlebrand helps them win the late game, and my late game win condition got discarded. So I need to figure it out. Yes, the correct answer is to equip it to the 2/2, sacrifice, allowing you to sacrifice them for them to draw cards. As far as I can tell. I do notice it's very hard for them to block me, though. It is very hard for them to block me. The question is, do I leave my Soul Guide gift up? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Right on, even if I leave my Soul Guide gift around. Alright, so they equip it to the Novice Cultist. And they just don't attack. Okay. This is exactly the sort of card I want to draw. So if I attack with all, they have to block. And the blockies go to draw me a card in the process. That's the important part. I'm going to do it like this. They still have to block effectively. And this will allow me to force some sacrifice triggers on them. So I still draw a card. When it dies, I'm going to equip it to the Organ Harvester. Don't like drawing these lands, though. Don't like drawing these lands. They attack with the Organ... So they have to attack with the Organ Harvester. I just don't block. They don't draw cards. I guess swing back, crack back really hard. And I force them to sacrifice, which gets me more card draw. Yep, so now they sacrifice. So they lose a life. I draw a card, and then I draw a card. Alright. So let's see, if I Olivia's Midnight Ambush this, I think I just win. Yep. Let's do that now. And I attack with all. They can't block the Soul Guide Grift. The others are going to allow one. Alright. Well, I brought them to 1. I have to think that there's a positive in the fact that I brought them to 1. Especially with the Strangling Grasps on them. So, we are in a good situation despite the look of it. This is definitely a very close run. If they keep having cards to play like this, it is going to get worse and worse. And if we keep drawing lands, we are going to eventually lose this. But we're so close. We are so close. So I'm pretty sure here they have to sacrifice their Organ Hoarder, and they cannot pay the life to draw the cards. So... Alright, if they sacrifice the Covetous Castaway, we have enough tax to just win the game. Alright, so either they have a combat trick or they're dead right now. Wow, they had a lot of Organ Hoarders. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 Organ Harvesters, man. So they need another combat trick here. Another one. Or else they're dead. Yeah, they know they can't block the Mooring Patrol, so they need another. Alright. And now they just killed me. So I drew 10 lands, and that did me in. I was in a great spot, and then I drew 10 lands. 1. That's the risk I play. 8 cards in grave, 9. So I had 9 to... I drew more lands than other spells, so that was the consequence there. The Mask of Griselbrand and the discard effect was all flaws that I ran into. That was my fault. Not tapping properly with the Gavany Silversmith was also an issue. A lot of that was mistakes I could have solved, or mistakes that were just from there. I'm going to focus on the mistakes I made, and the mistakes I made was on a turn I could have tapped the Gavany Silversmith to prevent the life gain damage. I didn't. I still stand by making sure I attacked with all every time and forced them to get a combat trick, because the longer that game went on, the better it was for my opponent. So I still stand by my attacks, though, as I said, I should have left more mana open to use my tapping creature when they brought out Mask of Griselbrand. Because once they brought that out, I needed to keep that in mind. Obviously, I should have just played my 5 mana 4/5. I should have noted that while they might have a kill spell, the amount of pressure that a 5 mana 4/5 lifelinker gives is just so significant. Alright. They're holding up a Startle, probably? Wow. Wow. That's an aggressive move. I will be playing the Morbid Opportunist just to maintain curve. It probably isn't the best here, but it's hard to kill. We have a Search Party Captain, hopefully, with it. Alright. I'm just going to play the Search Party Captain flat. Alright, so I can't stay away for my Morbid Opportunist should they kill it. I could also bring back the Cathar Commando if I need it to destroy an artifact or enchantment. I have options. And I already have enough mana to flash back the Can't Stay Away if necessary. Alright. Yep, they can't really attack in. So let's see. I could Candle Trap and Gavany Silversmith. Freeze that down, attack with both. Yeah, I like that. And I'm just gonna not pump the Morbid Opportunist because I don't need the power there. And I'd rather have a 3/4 on blocking. If they block with a Hobbling Zombie, I gain a card draw. So it's either 3 damage or a card draw. So this is actually a really good situation for me. Because I have the pressure. I have some responses. Next turn I could Vengeful Strangler and exile Candle Trap to kill the Hobbling Zombie. If they don't block to give me a card draw here. Yeah. So they can do this, and I'm happy to see it. I draw a card. They attack with their zombie, I'm just going to let it happen. I assume they'll have a Blade Brand, so I don't want to play into that. And I could draw a card out of Morbid Opportunist either way. So that's good. I just realized if they play the Eaten Alive to kill my Morbid Opportunist, I still draw a card because the sacrificing is part of the casting, and it has to resolve before it destroys my Morbid Opportunist. So that's pretty awesome. Alright. Yeah, I don't see what they do either. So from the cellar, turn that into a 3/4. Makes sense. Makes sense. Ooh, these games are very long. Yes, they are. I am playing a slower deck, and when the opponent needs time to consider things, it makes sense that's going to take long as well, in that sense as well. Alright. Well, that might just be GG's. So I play this, attack with both of these, and if they block my Search Party Captain, I get it back to my hand while drawing a card. If they block my Gavany Silversmith, they still take 3 damage. Yep. What do they do here? I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you. If they play Artifact or Enchantment to help out, I have a Can't Stay Away. That doesn't even really help them, because I get my creatures back when they kill them. Alright. For them, I should draw from Morbid Opportunist. What? Oh, was their creature exiled as well? Why was their creature? Oh, Lisa actually prevented me from drawing a card. That's actually hilarious, because it exiles their creatures as well. That's hilarious. I did not think of that interaction. Alright, I say just be aggressive. They are scared of a combat trick. I get a card draw, even if they don't play around the combat trick. Awesome. I get a Vengeful Strangler, and I get a Gavany Silversmith to make these guys threatening. Perfect. And if they want to block the Vengeful Strangler, I am more than happy to see it. Also, again, I can bring back the Cathar Command Mode if they have some sort of locked in the cellar sort of effect. Or locked in a graveyard. I have, if they play a good artifact, I can remove that too. Like, I could honestly just play it to get myself a 3-1. That's probably a good idea next turn. We are winning the race. We are winning the card advantage game. Just overall, we're winning. They can't bring back the Hobbling Zombie. They can't, therefore they can't improve their Blade's Ditch Scab unless they pay this for 4 mana for a single +1/+1 counter. There we are. Blocking that is actually a positive for me. Alright. They still take 6 damage. And we get a bunch of Disturbers. There we go. Good flying threats, but I think we just out... You have 2 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. Even if they're all at 1 power, it's enough to take you out. We do have a Plains we have to deal with, but at this point, if they have Candle Trap, I could actually still beat them through a Candle Trap, thanks to Cathar Commando. Let's see what else they have. Curse of the Leeches. Alright. Can I still kill them? I think the answer is yes. Oh my gosh, now I could super kill them. So I have... Yeah, I have it. Yeah, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here. There we are. Beautiful. Anything that they killed that I needed to keep safe, Can't Stay Away brought back. It was just a good situation. Morbid Opportunist just puts you in such an advantageous situation, even when they killed my Lisa. Which is hilarious that Elisa actually makes it so when I block a kill of their creatures, it doesn't draw me a card. That's actually a funny anti-synergy I didn't even know of. But still works. Novice into Opportunist with a no way out in the backline, and a Silversmith should I draw planes in 4 turns. Yeah, I think this is a good hand. And Liberator. Gonna start with the Novice and Cultist. So I could do No Way Out into Gavany Silversmith into the Morbid Right in the same turn. That is a possibility I can do. I like that slightly better. Keeps my Opportunist safe. I'm still playing on curve. And the Opportunist doesn't really help this situation the way that I want to. 3-color deck. Wow. Yeah, and they're going to have kill spells, so. We do give them the tempo first. Can't deny that. So here they discard their lands. Oh, wow. They just had lands and lands and lands. That discard, they were perfectly happy with. At the very least, this makes it so that when they eventually get to the late game, they're not going to have the resources they want. Ugh. That's humans, so that's actually really good for them. But what I can do is I could Gavany Silversmith, bump here and here, and next turn I can Morbid Opportunist, Rite of Oblivion, exiling the Jaren, and I'm suddenly back in this game in a big way. The fact that they attack with that and not Jaren tells me that they don't have any combat tricks. They just want that to die a 1-1. I'm happy with giving them a 1-1. If they had combat tricks, they'd attack with Jaren as well. They had combat tricks. Interesting. Alright. We're going to start with a Rite of Oblivion, target non-land permanents. I think we target Jaren, yeah. We are taking 4 damage there, but Jaren just has too much possibility to snowball. Alright. They get attacked with 4/5. I can then Beloved Beggar right to Oblivion. Alright. I'm assuming they have another Defend the Celestis. I'm going to block here. And I'm going to keep my Morbid Opportunist alive. Blade Brand. I am okay with a Blade Brand. I am not okay with Duel for Dominance. They drew a Duel for Dominance to kill my board. I am not okay with that. Alright, well. We do have a response. We get Rite of Oblivion that to also put that in the grave to give me a 4/4 later. Again, 8 lands. We did go with 16 lands with this deck, so that might be my fault. If it ever turns to night, Olivia's Midnight Ambush becomes... Alright. I think I might just Candle Trap this, or I can let it flip Olivia's Midnight Ambush in response to it flipping. Yeah, I don't want that thing on board at all. So, put a stop here. There we are. We have a Candle Trap for the next one, and a Beloved Beggar to play with it. We are definitely low on health. They need to start running out of resources. But... Alright. I'm probably just going to Candle Trap the Awakener. Never mind. I think I still have to Candle Trap the Awakener, because it can draw them a card. Like, if I put Candle Trap here, they just awaken the Ecstatic, and it does nothing. So I'm Candle Trapping that. If they get the mana for Shadow Beast, I'm in trouble. I have to block the 4/4 effectively. Unfortunate. I gave them tempo, and obviously they took advantage of it. This isn't exactly surprising. It's just I gave them tempo to get it back, and my cards have not been giving it back the way I expected. All right. Of course. There we are. Oh my gosh. Go. Blade Brand, I'm assuming. Or they're just sacrificing it with Static Awakener to get some card advantage. Alright, Lisa can win me this game if they can't deal with it. Which means I need to keep Lisa safe at all costs. The fact that I could sacrifice my Cathar Commando to destroy any artifacts or enchantments they have, and get Cathar Commando back at the end of turn, is very significant, I think. Alright, they have exile a card in my graveyard, create a 2/2 zombie. Yep, exactly what I expected. Exactly what I expected. And yes, the 4/5 lifelinker is more important as an attacker than as a blocker. I think I just end turn. I could start blocking the beast with my 3/1. I'll save the Candle Trap for a threat that I can't deal with. So if they get like another Burly Beater, whatever that card's called, that's when I'll use it. I just realized this card allows them to exile my Cathar Commando if I ever use that, so I might have to Candle Trap this. Oof. Woke up Behemoth. This is what the Candle Trap was for, because I knew there'd be something worse. Centric Farmer, putting more cards in their bin, getting them a land in the process. Alright. They could play their Path to the Festival, start scrying. Alright, so this turn I'm blocking the 4/4 because they can't exile it as it comes into play. As it goes to the grave. They are scrying through their deck. They are looking for answers. I really want to see a bottom because if they keep it top. Why did it not show me whether they scryed one? And I had to play it before it even is my turn. I like that. Looks like I'm holding up another Candle Trap, which is exactly what I want them to think. Protection from werewolves. Humans can't add mana, and they can put +1/+1 counters on creatures. Alright. That is a threat, but really I'm going to kill them before that becomes an actual threat. And that's the important part. They will be dead before that does anything significant. Alright. They really should have... They should keep one so that they can prevent the Cathartic Commando bounce. Nope. That makes me happy. Alright, now I could Cathartic Commando bounce if they attack. Alright. I'll block here. And let's put a stop here, just to make sure. Alright. And I should be threatening lethal this turn. Yep. Because I have 7 damage on board, I just tap down the 1/1, and I attack in for lethal. Lisa played it this time. Didn't get killed, saved me the game. Yep. As expected. As expected for this card to do. Alright. Note to self, Lisa can't get defenestrated, therefore Lisa's pretty darn safe. If I have a card, like, I should have noted the fact that Morbid Opportunist was in play and wasn't getting killed should have told us that Lisa was in play and couldn't get killed. That was just a miss. Alright, so we have Gavany Trapper into double kill spell and Lisa in the late game. I like that. We are definitely the Dirtle here. S-Code. I could have Midnight Ambush something. I might just start attack with a 0 attack creature to show dominance. You're not dealing damage, you're just showing dominance. Give him Gavany Trapper. Take out S-Code. Show them the power of Tapper. And next turn that's actually going to do something, because I'm going to... thanks. Mr. Thanks. Ooh. Alright. Well, it can't block, so I'm just going to let that be. Alright. If I block, I lose the Gavany Trapper. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, I am I am 100% down with this trade. Like, aha, I take out your Gavany Trapper. I'm going to have Morbid Opportunist in play by the time that happens. Yep. So that 2 for 1s, but this one 2 for 1, this one zeroed itself. Nice. Alright. And I'm just going to Morbid Opportunist. And yeah, I don't want to bother with that one. They had to Silver Bolt it immediately, and they didn't. Next turn, I can't stay away and Midnight Ambush. Well, and if I draw a land, I can Lisa instead. I did not draw a land. Alright. Come on. And I will block with my Novice Occultist on the Search Party Captain if they swing in. Actually, no. If I wait till Lisa comes in, it's much better. I just need to get that mana for Lisa. I have 17 lands, arguably 1 land too many. I'll find it. Alright. We can't attack with the Search Party Captain. Alright. I can Candle Trap this and lock it down. Then I could Midnight Ambush this to give me the card draw. Or I could just Silversmith attack. I like this slightly better. There we go. If they attack with Vengeful Strangler, I will block putting on the Novice Occultist. This draws me a card. Yeah, Vengeful Strangler is not... Oh, they decide where it goes. Right, right. Well, Here's the part that makes it great. I get to play Lisa, so my Morbid Opportunist, when it sacrifices itself, I get it back. Oh wait, it exiles itself. Never mind, I am slightly wrong. Alright, well, we'll see how this interaction works. See if I can get 2 damage, or if they're smart enough to not be an idiot. They're smart enough not to be an idiot, it looks like. Yep. Actually, get endless card draw. Shouldn't have attacked with Morbid Opportunist then, but it's alright. If they attack with everything, I make sure to block a 1/1, not the Clarion Cathar, because oh, never mind. Now it's Deathbrand or bust. They're turning that into a 4/4, that's their plan. Yep. Alright, well, let's see. We Candle Trap the 4/4. We play the Novice Occultist. We attack with Lysa. Get myself a bunch of life. And we end the turn with Olivia's Midnight Hunt next turn. Midnight Ambush next turn. And a Candle Trap ready for any big scary creatures. We now have a card draw engine. They do have a lot of life gain. Can't deny that. Candle Trap. Alright. They have a 3/3, a 4/4, and a 2/2. It's not... We cannot say whether it's day or night. I can't Olivia's Midnight Ambush to stop them. Good play on their part. They pulled it off. They can now exile Lisa for the rest of their mana. Hopefully, I've drawn all the lands I need to draw for the rest of this game. I almost thought Lisa brought herself back. I was, like, about to freak out in excitement. Alright. So, let's see. I play Vengeful Strangler, Soul Guide Griff, and... keep drawing cards, I think. Yep. Keep applying pressure. I'm going to take out the Vengeful Strangler because they have black to reanimate things with. Alright. And I want them to start sacrificing creatures, I think. Yep. Creature, we're going to target the 3/3. We're both, like, strangling each other while fighting. It's hilarious. This is a fun match, whether or not... I think they are just, yeah, a few steps from getting themselves into victory. But it's a fun match until that moment. Now the Flesh Taker... Wow. Just sacrifice it immediately, not even attack. One, two... So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands. Still have that weird land issue. Oh well. Alright. See, I could 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. Alright. I do that, I have 3 mana left over. I'm gonna try this. Wow, they did not respond. Oh, they get a respawn now. That's why. Yep, Flesh Taker doing its job. I can Olivia's to try to force them to sacrifice more, but I'm not sure if that's even a penalty for them. They have 2 Lunarch veterans in play. Oh, but it drew me a card. That was the genius of that play. Got it. I am attacked with the Soul Guide Grift. Alright. One more sacrifice of the Novice Cultist. I think we're done with Morbid Opportunist next turn. So if they attack with a Flesh Taker, I will block with a Morbid Opportunist, force them to sacrifice to kill my Morbid Opportunist. Yeah, they've just been life gaining their way out of situations, but I'm hopefully card advantaging myself out of theirs. They did kill one of my major threats, but Soul Guide Grift is still here. They're running low on cards. All that jive. Alright. Well. One last use of Morbid Opportunist. How do I want to do this? Let's see. I will need to discard down to 7. That's a nice text to see. I'm gonna just do... Yeah, I'm just gonna sacrifice it first. Get rid of the Flesh Taker. Let's see. Is there any attacks I can make? Yeah, if I Olivia's Midnight Ambush the Hobbling Zombie, they respawn by sacrificing it. It's that sort of stuff, so... Take out their Flesh Taker. I'm finally going to sacrifice my Morbid Opportunist. Alright. I think we just Hoarding Zombie? Or Hobbling Zombie? Yeah. The Beloved Digger on another turn. So yeah. 10, 11 lands, and we actually have enough playables to make that worthy. Yep. Any reanimations that are worthwhile? Maybe the Gavany Trapper will end up finding itself worthwhile. Alright. Alright. I do have enough creatures to Candle Trap and swing in easily. Yeah, I just like attacking with the Soul Guide Grift. Alright. I will use Beloved Blaker. I think I will just write to a... If I Candle Trap, I think this is the one opportunity I have to Candle Trap instead of Rite of Oblivion. I'm going to have so many creatures to sacrifice. I think Rite of Oblivion is safe. Well, actually, no. Rite of Oblivion has the issue that... they can exile it from my grave. So I'm going to Rite of Oblivion now. Four mana left over. Alright. Siege Zombies, good for them. Allows them the ability to deal damage to me. And possibly win this race. I think that's worthy of a Midnight Ambush because it's not seeming to go above +2/+2. They have some sort of responsive card. Whatever it is. Oh, no, they have tapping creatures to make us lose life. This is actually where I want to use these attacks, I think. Yep. Time to start closing out the game. I'm perfectly happy with this trade. Take out their Death Toucher. Make it a lot harder for them to interact. And start locking them down. Also reanimate probably the other Gavany Trapper. I think that is the correct reanimation target. Alright. The Investigate gives them card draw. Question is, do I attack with everything, or do I specifically make sure the Lunarch veterans can't be brought back? Let's see. Yeah, this just kills them next turn. I'll use Can't Stay Away to get myself another Gavany Trapper, so that I can tap down if they get a creature. We have a Candle Trap, and Olivia's in my ambush to finish it off. We have 9 cards left in our deck, so 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, right here, 50%. Says 7? No, wait. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so there's 5 still left in this deck, so I actually got pretty good with my land count. These Lunarch veterans have just been doing work for them. Just keeping themselves alive. But my Flyers just ends it off. Hey, how's it going, Dino? We're just playing Midnight Draft. If you go over on Twitch, you can see, hopefully the Untapped GG will allow you to see what our deck is and all that stuff. We are just playing through. We have an Orzhov control deck in this format. It's going well. Definitely weird having a control deck where you top out at 5 mana with only 3 5-mana cards in a format with things like Rise of the Ants. So it plays like an so like if you look at its curve, this deck looks like an aggro deck, but then when you actually face against it, you have to respect its late game potential. Real men chew gum. Not while in front of people, and yeah. Alright. Well, we have enough lands. This is a control deck. We have a card draw. We have Trapper. Keep it moving. Drink your delicious bowl of water and fish. And now you have honey and fish. Alright. Whew. The darn steamer. Alright. Usually I just attack in to assert dominance, but right now I'd rather give it the mana to tap down creatures. I'm gonna let this guy attack. I'm gonna block whatever comes out after. I'm gonna tap that down. Yep. The reason I'm tapping that down is so I can do this. I can attack with Search Party Captain, giving me, or I can attack with Gavany Trapper, giving me Search Party Captain. Alright, next turn I get Gavany Silversmith, get a much more threatening board. Voldaren Steener can now attack freely, but the Candlegrove Witch will start getting blocked. Ritual Guardian. Alright, so now it's gain flying, so I need to dismantle this a little. So here's the question, how do I dismantle this? I could Gavany Silversmith, turning this into a 1-3, this to a 3-4, making it so that they can't really attack in. Or I can Morbid Opportunist and Candle Trap something. Candle Trap doesn't actually solve the issue. Morbid Opportunist does allow me to... Next turn, Morbid Opportunist. Leave up the mana to tap down with Gavany Trapper, or I can just Rite of Oblivion something. Alright. I am the control. Better treat it as such. Next turn, I'll probably attack with a Search Party Captain if I draw a land. And if they let it through, I'll Blood Tithe Corrector. Well, But then I have a Morbid Opportunist. If I draw a land, I have a lot of options, which is great. But I don't know which option I should take, which is not great. I do have Coven, so I can Candle Trap and immediately exile if I need to. That is an option. Alright. Now I need to start dealing with some threats. Alright. I will block the Ritual Guardian with my 3/4. Getting rid of it. Alright, I can't attack in, so that makes my strategy a lot easier. I can just Morbid Opportunist. And if I want, I could just write the Candle Grove now. Get myself a Sacrifice trigger. It's not the best right target. It's not the best sacrifice outlet, but it makes it easy on me. I'll just leave the mana up for Gavany Trapper. That's the better play. Alright, so they attack with Voldaren Stinger. Great. So now I can block the Search Party Captain. If they use their mana to pump, they're using their mana on nothing else, and I still draw a card off of Morbid Opportunist. So this forces them to use their mana in weirdly awkward ways. They might have the one deal 1 damage, draw a card spell, but alright. Well, I draw a card here. Alright. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack with the Morbid Opportunist. They'll want to double block. I could Olivia's Midnight Ambush to draw my card, and then Candle Trap this or something like that. Otherwise, if they're afraid of the block, I can just hit, play Blood Tithe Collector. This is a really weird attack. They feel very uncomfortable, I'm certain. If they block the Gavany Silversmith, I could Midnight Ambush it, kill. Yep. Alright, so it's just a question of which I want to kill. I think I want to kill the Gavany Silversmith. I actually don't know which direction I blocked. Doesn't matter. Alright. I play the other Gavany Trapper. And I'll save the Candle Trap. No. I'm just gonna Candle Trap this now. I have other removal spells with Rive of Oblivion and such. Alright. Do I want to tap anything down? I'm going to wait for them to attack, and then I'll start tapping things down. Alright. No blocks, I don't think. And I'm going to take some damage, not denying that. Alright. I'm going to tap down the Kennel Grove Witch so it can't block next turn for when I attack him with Morbid Opportunist. Yep, they want another play. Falconeth Perforator. Okay. Ooh, double Falconeth Perforator. Alright. We need to start applying some counter pressure of sorts. Rive of Oblivion doesn't help. Gravity Trappers are going to start becoming blockers. I have to accept that. Perforators die to the 1/3. They are out of cards, so I think at this point all I need to do is stabilize. All I need to do is stabilize. Remember this. Alright, so just count their damage. They can only have so many combat tricks, so the Perforators can die to the 1/3s. I will block the 1/1 with a 0/2 and the 2/3 with a 3/4. If they offer it all up like that. They are out of creatures, or of cards. Rite of Oblivion doesn't work if I don't have sacrifice fodder, which I might have to start turning my Gavony Trappers into sacrifice fodder. Homestead Courage. Okay, that's what they needed. Second Homestead Courage to add to a 3/4. Oh, no. No. That seems like a bad play. Oh, that's what fixes that play. Got it. So I could kill it, but then I lose my Morbid Opportunist. I think that's okay. Let's kill one. I still draw a card. That's awesome. So, they have no cards in hand, so I'm just going to Blood Tithe Collector to get myself the flying, and I Can't Stay Away to get myself the Morbid Opportunist. So I just need blockers at this point. Oof. We can win by eventuality. If we can make it to said eventuality. Alright. Voldaren Senior can come all the way to a 1/5, but I can block it with a Gavony Trapper if they don't think through. Alright. So this is a 1/5. So if I block with a 1/3 and a 3/4, they cannot puff it up enough to kill both. And I kill their Voldaren Steiner. And they have to decide which one they kill. Yep, makes sense. But I keep drawing cards now. Alright. Let's start making their threats impossible to do anything with. I'm going to get rid of the Candlegrove Witch now. And I am going to get rid of the Falconrith Perforator. Cost my beloved Baker. We're gonna just end our turn there. We have all of these cards in exile that are going to become more powerful. They're drawing lands. Everything's coming back up. And now we slowly control out this game. I kind of want to leave up my Gavony Trapper, but I don't think there's a threat big enough to deal with my Grievous Soul. Alright. Alright, so I'm leaving this 2-mana up to do something pretty awesome. So I'll attack with both. I do not care if they kill my Vengeful Strangler. I draw a card, and I get the Gavony Silversmith in a bad spot. Alright. There we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright. Good game. Yeah, they drew 10 lands, and they didn't have the card advantage engine that I did, so they actually got the bad end of the stick there. They had a great tempo start. I did say once I get rid of the tempo, once I control the board, the game is over. I just did not realize it was going to happen because they drew only lands. So, they did get a good start, but yeah, that was not how it should have ended for them. That is not how it should have ended for them. Whew. Josh Peck's feats. Alright. So we have a 1-drop, 2-drop, and enough lands to count. If we draw more lands, we have a Sun Guide Grift. If we don't draw more lands, I mean, we have Gavony Trapper triggers. We'll be fine. And really, you just need to be alright for you to keep opening hand in limited, because every card's important in limited. Actually, I like just playing Beloved Beggar here, declaring myself the control deck, and... I don't know. I'll hold up this tap and the Cathar Commando. Allows me to be aggressive. Alright. Make sure I can tap something down and still play Beloved Beggar. Falcon Abomination. Do I just Midnight Ambush that to get in? I think the answer is yes. No, I'm attacking with the Gavony Trapper as well. Why not? Assert dominance. Whew. They do have more cards than me, but I have the tempo. I need to just leverage this tempo to victory. The fact that they had no 2-drop, like they've only had a 3-drop play, they do have so much value in their hand, which means we need to get rid of it now. Oh, wait. I just sacrificed the Cathar Commando and grab that back. Next turn. Till then, exile their Falcon Abomination and keep applying pressure. They leave that up to block. Alright. So I can write to Oblivion, exile target non-land permanent. So I can exile that, sacrifice this, attacking for 5. Or, actually better. Alright. So, tap the Hobbling Zombie. Kill a Shipwreck Sifters with Beloved Beggar. Living that at the cost of my Beloved Beggar. Dissipate that. Okay, that's fine. Alright. With that dissipated, I think we just move on to gain my Hobbling Zombie back. And I think I attack in, offering them the trade, and have the tap down for next turn. Oh, it has Summoning Sickness. I would have not expected it to have Summoning Sickness from that effect. It was already in play. Try and encourage them to sacrifice it now. If they want to block the Stack Awakener, losing all of their cards in the process, and all of their mana, and that's the important part, all of their mana, I get a Beloved Beggar for a 4/4 flying that can't be stopped. They're holding up a counterspell. That much I'm nearly certain of. But if I play this and they have to counter it, then they're kind of out of luck. Yeah. Let's play into the counterspell, force them to spend their mana. Because they're developing board, but they're not developing a Wink addition to the Soul Guide Griff. They have to kill the Griff as well. And I don't see how they do that. They're drawing the cards, trying to look for the solution, but they don't have it yet. Yep. We actually played the Aggressor there, because we have a low enough curve. You can play the Aggressor at times. Awesome. But anyways, I think I'm just kind of proving what I stated at the beginning, that black is the most powerful color, and anything that splashes black is a very powerful deck. Very, very powerful. Orzhov, as I said, someone was big on Dimir. I was playing a lot of Golgari. It seems like, yeah, Vampires, Rakdos seems to be the weakest of the black color combinations, which is probably why some people I heard were saying that red is the weakest color. Just because black is the best color doesn't synergize with it. Dead Sofa. Alright. So, this is one of those hands that keeping is a bit risky, but I think, if you have plays, and it doesn't look like you're going to have major issues, I think you go with it, because the consequences of not are severe. Alright. I will play the Vengeful Strangler. I'm alright if it just eats a burn spell. I would like it to survive, but I'm alright if it just eats a burn spell. Yep. Ate a burn spell. Did its job. As far as I care, it did its job. We have a Galvany Silversmith next turn. I'm going to wait on it, because they're holding up the mana for a counterspell. I should have waited for them to spend the mana before I did this. Oh well. Now if they have a 2-mana spell, they could play it, but I don't think they did. Mysterious Tome. Alright. They have a card advantage agent. If I could get something to sacrifice, that's not a land, I'd be happy. Well, I'm going to have a 4-mana 3/4. I use that, then I can Rite of Oblivion it afterwards. Yeah, so this card draw engine is going to help them win the game before I can deal with them, if I keep drawing land and nothing else. I do have 2 turns, so I'm going to attack with a Galvany Silversmith. And on the turn... Alright. That's fine. They're blue-red. I don't think they have a kill spell for Galvany. The fact that I just drew all lands is very painful. Let me just say that now. Alright. Okay, that helps a lot. And can't stay away the Vengeful Strangler. Gonna exile that before it draws them more cards. Unfortunately, this exiles it, so I don't actually get the flip effect. Yep. But I have this. I can exile the Smoldering Egg if I'm afraid it's going to flip. Otherwise, I get a hold up and stop Festival Crashers. But yeah, we drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We drew 9 lands, 1, 2, and not enough playables. Alright. They should have waited till next turn to do that, but by all means, it draws them up. They have a pretty cool synergy deck. I mean, if not everyone... Like, blue-red seems like they're 2 colors that people keep open. And if they're open, you could get some great value off of them. So this is not a bad deck. Oof. I think I just Rite of Oblivion the search this now before the Search Party Captain gets killed and before the Smoldering Egg flips. I am the control. I will attack next turn. I will trade. I recognize they'll have a Startle or some other combat trick, and they will need 2 spells, or a Stolen Vitality. Wow, that's a really good spell for them here. But I need to exhaust pressure. I need to exhaust their cards as best I can, because it looks like they're trying to kill me this turn, and they almost did it. Alright. Playing Blood Tithe as just a survival tool. Yeah. That's 5, 10 lands in the first half of the deck. Alright, Welcome to the Cemetery, but it's... They had enough cards in their grave. 2, 3, 4... Yeah, no, we just drew too many lands again. That happens sometimes. You don't have enough card draw. You sometimes just get hands where you have all lands, and then you get hands where you get no lands. And sometimes that's just a variance that you have to do. That was a really cool deck from my opponent's side. It definitely... I did notice that they were running out of fuel if they ran out of instants or sorceries. Like, they... Like, I wanted them to exhaust their resources there with that block. If I didn't block, I would have died, by the way. But yeah, it was... That was cool. That was cool on my opponent's part. Cannot deny that. I think with that deck, yeah, if you get the pieces, that deck looks like it can work, which is awesome. I'm glad that the Izzet Spells deck actually can work. Because they try it every time and it doesn't always work. Okay. We have a Candle Trap. We have, like, so many kill spells. Plus a 2-drop. We get a hold of Olivia's and Cathar Commando. Feels great. I would rather Cathar Commando, and then just Midnight Ambush it this turn. Alright. I'll play the Silversmith and attack, I think. I'm okay trading a 4-2-4, 4-3. This makes a 3-4. And I just like that better than the Candle Trap holds up a Midnight Ambush spell. Keeps applying pressure, keeps pushing them in the back end. I have a Candle Trap for a bigger threat. And I want them to get a combat trick to try to kill the Silversmith. I want them to spend their resources. So whew. Just gotta keep moving. Quit letting things happen. Yeah, 5 cards left in hand to our 4, but we are all steam and fuel and removal, and they could just be lands. I'll take it. Show me your combat trick. Okay. That's why I saved my kit. That's why I saved my Candle Trap. Okay. Search Fire Cannon, can you find me a land, sir? Yes, you can. I appreciate it. Alright. Vengeful Stranglers. Immediately kill that and put Athena on Voldaren Steener. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I could attack with Soulguide Grift. Well, I only have so many black mana, I just realized. Alright. I think I just Soulguide Grift. They're black-red, so they can bring back both instants and creatures. So I think I'm just going to Soulguide Grift. If they attack with a 4-3, I have to let them through, though. But they have 2 cards left in hand. They probably are running out of resources soon. If they flip it tonight, Midnight Ambush kills the Famished Foragers, and that might just be enough for us. We then get a Candle Trap behind it. I'm alright with the Famished Foragers hitting me. I do recognize... Alright. Well, they can't attack with Voldaren Steener anymore. Alright. There we go. So let's start by attacking with our Search Party Captain. Alright. There we are. So the Veteran Senior is going to die next turn. So I basically just play 2 kill spells. Whew. They do have a few more cards. Alright, they just played it. Oh, no, they're going to bring back Cathartic Pyre, probably? Yep, this is the theme. I didn't know if I want to destroy sorceries or creatures, basically. And it seems like it was instants or sorceries I should have destroyed. Oh well. They keep attacking. I will turn it to night and let Olivia's Midnight Ambush clean this up if I don't get a better play. Yep. Sacrifice an online... I could sacrifice my Candle Trips to Rite of Oblivion. So I have that there, and I could sacrifice that to Rite of Oblivion if I need to. I like that. Kill that before they use the spell to make it bigger. I just realized I actually played straight into a combat trick. If they have a burn spell. Nice. Alright. Morning Patrol. Gosh, do I just... I can't let this thing stay around for long. I'm in a bad spot. I'm going to start with a Candle Trap, I think, but I don't think that's where I'm going to stay. I just can't let them deal much more damage to me. Ugh. They found their way through. They got enough card draw. They figured it out. Morning Patrol will be sacrificed to exile a creature. We hope that they don't have enough spells to work with Embodiment of Flame for it to matter. Thanks, land. They have 4 cards in hand. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. And here's the thing. If we get another creature with a power that's not 0 or 2, we can start using these Candle Traps to actually exile the Embodiment of Flame and such. Because, yeah, we need to get rid of that Embodiment of Flame before it draws through their deck before we can stop them. Yep. Because now they're drawing through their deck. It doesn't matter that they got a land. The thing is, that means that they didn't draw a land next turn. So, this looks like a sort of deck that can take us out. Alright. This guy can start attacking in. And if they manage to kill it to give me just a Decaying token, I am happy Rite of Oblivion to get rid of the 3/3. Gosh, they just... How did they draft this much removal? And they know what's about to happen. I'm holding the kill spell face up. Just, do you want to try the Famish Foresters? Do you want to lose your bloodthirsty adversary? They're going to discard and draw, so they lose a land and keep getting to their kill spells. I cannot kill this Embodiment of Flame, and that is the biggest burden that I'm dealing with right now. I need to get rid of that discard before it just allows them to get more and more threats, basically. Well. Just in time for my... That hurts. Am I dead? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I have to cast No Way Out to prevent this from flipping again. One, two, three, four, 5. Literally drew my discard spell the turn after they dumped their entire hand. I dislike that. I dislike that. Yeah, they had a... So, it seems like Red Burn is actually a thing, and therefore the Is It instant sorcery that works. And that was fine. I think it was more... Like, the Candle Traps did not pull off what they needed to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Like... Huh. I got good land-to-card ratio. It's just like I felt like I got the cards at the wrong time. Like, I got my discard spell the turn after they dumped their hand. Stuff like that. I think the deck was fine. Definitely could have done a few things. 5 losses with this. I'm not too surprised. Resolve was a little weird. Well, we got 5 wins. That's still pretty good. We had Lisa. If we drew that at any time, we won that game. If we drew this at any time, we won that game. Like, we had enough wins. Cards did what they needed to. I'm trying to think if there's any card that didn't really pull its weight. Can't Stay Away was a little weird. Morning Patrol wasn't as good as I thought it would be. But we got our packs. Alright. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.